Hey everybody, welcome to PDQ Live. Today I am joined by Tara and Mark, and today we're going to talk about the PDQ Connect roadmap. Super excited for the show. Spoiler alert, we're going to tell you about some upcoming things that haven't been published yet.
It's going to be real exciting. Get ready.
Super excited for it. But first, I think we've got an announcement from the control room.
Yeah, I do have one announcement about a webinar that is coming up on December 11th. You're going to love this title. Are you ready? It's called Patch Me If You Can. See what they did there? Vulnerability Management with PDQ. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube chat if you would like to register for that. Get a little deeper dive into vulnerability management. Again, put that on your calendar, December 11th, 11 a.m. Mountain Time.
Awesome. Thanks, Kelly. All right. Without much further, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited to kind of walk you through it. All right, so there is a lot that we're going to go over today in a really brief period of time. I'm going to walk you through a lot of the work we've been doing. We'll do a little bit of a review of some of my favorite features of recent days.
Ooh, Mark's picks.
Yeah, Mark's picks. I thought about like Mark's Christmas favorites or something, but we're just going to go with some of the more recent things. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some of the new things. We're going to review the roadmap, and I'm going to announce 3 things today that aren't on the roadmap formally, at least the one that we share, and kind of walk you through them. So it's going to be real good. I'm excited.
Well, Mark, the first things you're going to talk about, I just want to point this out, is stuff that customers ask you to do, and you did, right?
Yeah, so we spend a lot of time working with customers, with all of you, to make sure that we're building the right things. It's tough because there's lots of opinions on what is right and what is what's more important than another thing. We try to make a really good balance there. But yeah, I mean, we've been really busy. We've also increased our investment in engineering by quite a bit, and so we're expecting to see even more response to what our customers are asking for.
Awesome.
All right, we're going to jump into the roadmap. Kelly, I think you're going to give us your radio voice here on this disclaimer.
Yeah, we have a little disclaimer here. This roadmap is for informational purposes only and outlines potential future developments. It is not a commitment to deliver specific functionality or features and should not be relied upon for business or investment decisions. Plans are subject to change at any time without notice.
That was impressive.
That was really good.
That's the thing I was most excited for this whole show.
The whole show.
All right, that's it. We're done. We can cut it.
Yeah, what else are you going to do after that? Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, we'll jump in. So we're just going to highlight maybe a couple features that we've released in the last handful of months that I think are worth highlighting. Like I said, we've been really busy building all kinds of things. The automatic deployment trigger being one of my favorite features, which is really making sure that when a device meets criteria, we do the deployment immediately. Yeah. No delay, right?
I love this for Chrome. All browsers love it.
Yeah, we've seen... recurring has its purposes and deploy once has its purposes, but we've seen a lot of adoption around automatic because we want things done fast. And that's one of the great things about Connect is the speed in which it can deploy and keep your devices up to date.
Yep.
All right, moving along, the vulnerability management. I think you might be a little tired of us talking about this. We've talked a lot about it. I love this functionality.
Keep talking, Mark. We like it.
And you think about, why do you patch things? I don't patch things because it's like fun and brings me great joy.
You don't?
No, not generally.
It's not fun to patch Firefox and Adobe Reader.
Not really, especially Adobe Reader. I mean, you're doing it because you're wanting to fix the vulnerabilities. So we have a dedicated team building out vulnerability management inside of Connect. And this is our first release of vulnerability management. We've made already some iterations and some changes that we've highlighted. But we have even more coming around vulnerability management that we're really excited about.
Yeah. I really like that because it's action-based. I can take action. I love it.
Yeah,
I love to do things.
It's so great, right? Like what we heard from our customers as we're talking to them is, hey, it's great we have vulnerability detection software, and it tells me what's wrong, and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, really frustrating. So we think we've come up with a really good solution to kind of solve, hey, here's what's wrong, and here's what you can do about it all in one place. And
not only here's what you can do about it, but actually do it now.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
We also recently made some improvements to authentication. A whole bunch of different options now. You can create account level settings that apply to all your users, which is a great update. One of the more popular ones we've seen a lot of use of this is OIDC now. So kind of bring your own provider for authentication, and we've had a really high adoption there.
Yeah.
So excited about some of those changes. I want to highlight some of the things that are coming because there is quite a bit. We'll go remote desktop just briefly. Remote desktop. Love remote desktop. We've seen a lot of adoption of this feature. It's just so easy to use.
Yeah,
You've got
right
your
in the
devices.
product.
Yeah, the fast follows too of the like, hey, let's prompt the user, let's bulk install the agent. Like it's that like, hey, we put out a feature, we know there's demand for it, but we know that there's room for improvement, and we're able to respond quickly to those type of things.
Yeah, that's a really important thing for us. Like speed of our product is really important, but also the speed in which we respond to the feedback that we hear from the community is also really important to us. And so we're always looking to iterate and to change things. And towards the end of my section here today, we'll talk a little bit about how you can give us even more feedback into our roadmap.
I love that you fixed the stuff that bugged them. I love that.
Yeah, it was great. It was great feedback. Like it was really good. That's one of the many things I love about working at PDQ is we have a great community of sysadmins all over the world that are willing to tell us, hey, this is what we want. This is what's frustrating to us. We want to hear that. Like that's really helpful for us. All right. So we're going to highlight a handful of things that are on the near-term roadmap. I'll just kind of go through them a little fast. You can find a lot of this information on the roadmap public-facing website, but sometimes just a sentence there isn't enough. So the package page updates, we're making a lot of changes to the package page. We've had a lot of feedback around just like usability. Hey, it's hard for me to organize the package page. I want to be able to create my own folders. Maybe I want to hide some of the packages that PDQ makes available that just are not applicable to me. And so that will be coming with the package page updates that are currently being worked on.
Love that.
We're also working on a new onboarding experience. This onboarding experience is all around trying to help you get automations created in a much easier way. Truthfully, if you're an existing customer, which many of you are, it's not going to be that helpful for you. It's initial onboarding. But for those who haven't tried Connect or maybe interested in trying Connect, once this is released, it'll make it really seamless when you're installing Connect. What you'll do is you'll just say, hey, I care about Chrome and I care about Firefox and I care about Adobe Reader. And then we will help you automatically create all the automated rules to keep those applications up to date.
Just like a super shortcut.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Be really, really convenient there. And then finally, agent management, which if you're an existing customer of Connect, you're probably going to care about this quite a bit. We've heard feedback from customers of, hey, sometimes I have a device that hasn't checked in a long time. And the reason why is it's in a closet somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's counting against my licenses.
Yeah. I think Jake upstairs is giddy reading this right now. I think every time he's talked to your team, he's like, please, can they fall off?
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're going to have here. So it's completely customizable. You'll be able to create some thresholds for when a device will automatically fall off, and then you can use that license for something else.
So like 90 days, it's going to go bye-bye. Can you set the threshold?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we got in the chat. Oh boy, when an auto enroll finally gets added, I can add a lot more devices.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
it's going to be great. And there's a couple of things that it will do as well, which you'll find out when we get a little bit closer. But I think it'll be really good.
I'm stoked.
Love it.
All right, moving along to the midterm.
Can I just say how pretty your PowerPoint is, Mark?
Thank you.
I love it.
I spent a lot of time, lots of boxes and transparency.
Yeah, look how pretty it is. It's almost like you're good at PowerPoint.
Thank you.
Huh? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
A little bit further out, these are things, many of these things are currently in progress. Automated vulnerability patching. So it's great that you have vulnerabilities, but let's try to make it so those vulnerabilities immediately get patched. So automated vulnerability patching is currently being worked on. I saw it yesterday. It's looking really good. It'll let you really easily create rules about your most common vulnerabilities and then make sure that those vulnerabilities don't exist in your system.
I love that so much.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Deployment page updates. I love all these enhancements. They're all like such great improvements to the product, really community driven.
Because they're given by people that are using the product. And they're like, hey, I'm not liking the way that this is working. So a lot of these are like, okay, let's make that thing that's working, just not the way I want it, better.
Yeah.
Which this next one is a great example of that. So deployment page updates. The deployment page gets a little unruly.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of feedback about the deployments page not being useful or being way too many deployments. One of the pieces of feedback we've heard is, hey, when I make a deployment to multiple devices, I want to see one line in the log that says this deployment that you did, and say how many devices did it impact, and what was the successes and failures of that deployment event.
Yeah.
We're kind of tracking all in one spot.
Like, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so big update there to the deployments page coming. I'm excited about all of them, but that one's going to be a great usability improvement.
For sure.
If you are someone who's used deploy and inventory, package and step conditions is coming, as is the PowerShell scanner. We are looking to adjust the PowerShell scanner a little bit compared to deploying inventory. What we've heard from customers is, hey, we really like the PowerShell scanner. it is really hard to use in deploying inventory. And so we're looking to kind of revamp how we do that inside of Connect, kind of simplify that while still maintaining the core functionality.
Awesome.
Yeah, that PowerShell scanner is powerful, but the learning curve is rather steep.
It really is.
And I'm just super excited for package and step conditions because it's so powerful for if this then that type logic that are built within packages. And you can reference all kinds of things that happened before or on the machine. So excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited to automate the vulnerabilities if I can make exceptions.
Yeah.
Because I'm that person.
Yeah, we have.
You know me.
So I'm going to show you. Well, I'll give you a sneak peek into some of the cool automated remediation that we're going to be working on in just a second.
Okay, let's see it. Yay.
All right, and then in the long term, we have multi-tenancy. The way we're doing this is you'll be able to create multiple PDQ Connect orgs.
Like if I have big cities.
Yeah, if you have like different departments or maybe you're a large organization and you just need to silo it by city, or if you're like a school, maybe you want different schools and their different organizations.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to create different orgs within Connect. You can kind of do that today, but managing them is really hard. And you can't create a central rule and apply it to all those separate orgs. You have to log into each one, which is a lot of work. We don't want to have to do that. With multi-tenancy, you'll be able to create multiple PDQ Connect accounts, have them all linked together, and then centrally manage them.
Nice.
So if you, for example, were working in a school district and you wanted to push out Chrome to 5 or 6 schools, you can have them all separate, but say push Chrome to these 5 or 6 schools and it'll just do all of those from one place.
That's
Love
really
that.
cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
really excited about that.
That's really cool.
I love that.
Lot of more granular functionality. You'll be able to put your devices into certain tenants, and then you can invite certain users to certain tenants.
Ooh, so if I have a first year help desk person that I don't want to give too many permissions to that work over here, I can separate that.
Yeah, that's exactly
Love
right.
It's like branch
it.
corporate office type setup type things too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, what else? Owen's not here, so promise the world, Mark. Let's
All right,
do it.
So we're
Let's
gonna
do it.
Let's go into Promise the World. We'll
Okay.
skip Managed Service Center. Let's go into Promising the World. All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to give you a high fidelity look into what we're calling the software tab. Now, the software tab is in response to a lot of the feedback that we've got from you. And here's what we've heard. Hey, creating groups is great. It's really flexible. It's a lot of work. Creating automations, really great, really flexible. It's a lot of work. Like if you want to say update Chrome, you have to go and create a group to identify the devices that don't have Chrome. And then you have to go create an automation that will then update Chrome. We also heard from customers who are using the vulnerability feature that they would like to be able to resolve vulnerabilities by software. I want to just patch everything that's impacting Chrome.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're building with the software tab. Yeah, this is a great update. So first, you're going to notice if you're a longtime Connect customer, we are going to be changing the navigation on the side. You can see your org up in the top left-hand corner. That's kind of our multi-tenancy thoughts there. We're changing it because we've added a lot of functionality to Connect, and that little vertical sidebar is just like not
It's
cutting it
starting
anymore.
to get yeah.
It's just not working for us. So you'll be able to see all the software that's installed on any of the devices in your environment. You can easily see how many devices have that installed, how many are on an outdated version, and then what vulnerabilities are currently existing in your environment for that given piece of software. It's not just software that's managed by PDQ. So it could be any software that's on your devices. And we'll help you kind of identify
That's really cool. Like it's a really good visual indicator here. This is what is currently deployed in your environment.
Yeah.
You can see it at a glance.
So the way I would use this is I would go to this tab as frequently as I could. And what I would do is I would click on the header for outdated, and I would go see what computers are outdated. I'd filter the zeros to the bottom and any number at the top. And I do the same thing with vulnerability.
And it's almost like your to-do list.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mark, the comments are saying that you're basically giving them Christmas right now. So
I haven't looked
they
over
like
the
this.
comments, but
I'm watching it,
glad.
and yeah. This is Christmas at PDQ.
If you're about to tell me there is a dashboard, you're gonna make me super happy right now.
All right, get ready. Prepare yourself. All right, let's go to the next screen. Will show you. So this is showing when you click into a piece of software, what do you see? Well, I have to tell you, policies. I'm really excited to announce device policies. So what you'll now be able to do is you'll be able to create a policy for your software. So you can now say, without having to go create an automation or to create a group or anything like that, you can just say, look, the policy for my business is that Chrome is always kept up to date. That is just the rule across the board. Making it really easy to create a policy. You'll also be able to create policies around vulnerabilities. So you can say, if Chrome is out of date and there's a vulnerability, let's go ahead and update Chrome. You
Whoa.
I don't want to overcommit here.
No,
but,
do it. Keep going, Mark. I love it. Keep going.
We'll go just
Keep going.
a little bit further. You also will be able to create more granular policies and do a little bit like a deployment ring, where you can basically say, "Hey, deploy to this group first, and then do this group later."
Whoa.
Yeah, so we're really excited.
Now
So
we're
Staged
talking
policies. Okay.
Yeah. Now, as a disclaimer, that's not all going to come out at the same exact time when the software policies or software tab launches, but that's where we're heading.
Mark, I absolutely love that.
All
love
right.
it.
Okay.
You want to keep
There's
going?
more?
Yes,
Should we
there's more.
Let's
Keep
Yeah,
going.
it's going to be great.
Okay.
Okay.
More.
2025 is going to be a big deal for us. We have a lot that we're planning on doing. One of the things that we've heard from our customers is, hey, the reporting in PDQ Connect, it's okay. Like, it can give me some dashboards, or some tables, but what we're going to be releasing is new dashboards. Now, this is a very early mock-up. I'm not ready to share what it actually looks like quite yet, of what that might look like, but it'll all be around visualizing what's going on in your environment and also your compliance to the policies that we just talked about just a second ago.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to really see, like, are we being compliant to the rules that we've set?
Yeah. I've defined the rules. It's almost like this declarative style. And then how in compliance with that are you?
Like a snapshot of the health of your org.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it, Mark.
And we also know that a lot of executives want graphical reports.
What? They
want
like
some
data?
graphs. Yeah, they want
Are
some
you
graphs
serious?
on a PDF, and so there will be graphs that you can export if you really love graphs.
I like graphs and pretty colors.
Yeah, we do.
All right, moving on. We are excited to announce macOS device support coming in 2025.
What?
Yeah.
Did you hire like 25 engineers? How are you doing all this?
We have staffed up our engineering team a little bit more on Connect. We're excited about what we're doing there.
Okay.
We're just barely getting started on this. We love Simple MDM. We brought Simple MDM into the PDQ family like 2 years ago, and we've really kept them separate. Simple MDM is an MDM, right? It's not, you don't manage the devices the same way you would a Windows device.
Sure.
And we've heard from our customers that, hey, we really want to manage our macOS devices in the exact same way. And so for customers who don't need a full MDM solution, you'll now be able to manage your macOS devices in Connect just like you manage your Windows computer.
Is it going to be like Intune, the same management?
Similar
same
in the
thing?
idea that you can have them both in there.
Okay.
Our goal
But
is
it's
that
fast and it works.
that's the thing.
It'll do it when you tell it to do it?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It'll leverage an agent, the PDQ Connect agent, so it's not using the MDM protocol.
Right.
And the reason why we're doing that primarily is so that you can use all the exact same features that you've been using with Connect just on an Apple device. So it'll do deployments in real time. You'll have vulnerability scanning. You'll have remote desktop. We plan to release this functionality slowly throughout the year. So the first release is probably going to be you can install the agent and you can see the inventory information, and then you can do remote desktop. So you won't see it all dropping all at the exact same time.
Yeah.
But we are excited to be bringing this into Connect.
And you said Mac OS, not iOS, right?
Yeah, great
Yeah, so
question.
that brings up the obvious too, like what happens with Simple MDM?
Yeah, great question. So we love Simple MDM. For customers who primarily have a Mac environment or need to manage their iOS devices, Simple MDM is the product. And we're continuing to build and invest in Simple MDM. For those who don't need an MDM and just want to manage their Macs like they manage their Windows devices, we'll have Connect available to help you do that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to point out that in the chat, Dan Cook says Linux equals for sure.
Yeah, well, since
What?
all right, so since Dan, okay,
Jeez.
so since Dan is my boss, I guess I'll maybe touch on that a little bit. We do intend to do Linux. Probably not something you're going to see in 2025. We've got to start on somewhere and keep building.
Dan just said it, Mark.
But,
so
yeah,
I'm
he
just
did
saying.
say
I mean,
Yeah, so the plan is to do Linux, but but not 2025 probably. We'll kind of see how macOS
That's
goes.
longer term.
Yeah, that's
Greg
probably like
said
a 2026
Dan
time.
has spoken.
I did see a question on, will remote desktop functionality work on macOS? Yes, absolutely.
What?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that's one of the reasons why we're doing it the way we are is we want all the features, vulnerability scanning, remote desktop, all your inventory information, software policies, all of those things. We want them to work on macOS the exact same way that they do on Windows. So you don't have to learn the differences and be like, oh, well, it's a Mac, so now I have to do it the different way. We don't want to deal with that. We don't want that.
Yeah.
We want it to be real seamless, real easy to use.
Wow.
Like it's all the same ecosystem. You're used to it. You set the policies. You set all the things the same way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dang.
If you do have product feedback, we always want it. We talked to customers on Discord and on Reddit and through emails and surveys and all these different ways. We want to hear from you. So if you do have feedback for us, you can always reach out to our solutions team, which can get you in touch with us. Or if you have a account manager, you can do that. The roadmap is public. Some of the things I shared today, we haven't actually put on the roadmap yet. This is kind of a little bit of a sneak peek, but the roadmap is public. And if you want to go take a look, you should. There's a link there to schedule time with product management. So it's not a sales call or anything like that. It's to talk to the product management team and to give us your feedback. So please take advantage of that.
I see a bunch of questions, Kelly. Should we do questions? Or what do you want to do?
I'm happy to take some questions if we got the time. I know we're a little long there.
We haven't actually captured the questions.
I see
we'll
one.
just keep talking.
Just go ahead and if you've seen some that you'd like to address, go for it.
I see a few.
I see the first one. The question is, will Connect work with Zscaler? It's a VPN solution. And short answer to that is yes. Longer answer is yes, it depends. Like if you're allowing the right ports and protocols to the Connect infrastructure. There's a KB out there for it, but it should generally just work because it's going to be regular TLS 443. Okay,
just stop for a second. 56% want to see your PowerPoint more.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm so excited about the remote control for Mac devices. I'm not kidding. I love that so much because I used to spend like $3,000 to $5,000 a year on a remote client. That's huge.
Yeah.
It seriously is.
Because it was different.
Yeah. I love that. I really do.
You'll be excited to hear that. It's one of the first features we're planning on building.
Really?
So most likely what we're going to do is we're going to start with inventory information. So you can see your information. You can create groups, potentially create your software policies. And then right after that is when we plan on doing remote desktop.
I love that. Awesome. I really do. I think I'm blown away. Actually.
I'm stoked. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just like stoked and excited. Like I'm excited to just be along for the ride too.
If we could give you a standing ovation, Mark, we would.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
We would.
Woo! I can't clap because he'll get mad at this getting close to it. But
we did go a little long. So I think next up on the docket, we were going to talk very quickly about some differences about Connect and its vulnerability scanning versus Detect.
Yes.
And its vulnerability scanning.
It's going to be quick, man, because we got racing to do.
You can take your time. Take your time.
We're going to take our time?
Do what you need to do. We may have to push racing to next week.
What?
If we do it,
we'll see.
All right. All right. Well, let's talk about Detect versus Connect.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Ooh.
All right. So we just talked a whole lot about PDQ Connect, all of its upcoming stuff. But if you've been under a rock or you've not heard of Connect, it's simple, fast, and seamless, secure, agent-based Windows device management. Right? So I can push out software, and then we added a feature of vulnerability updates.
Yeah.
What is vulnerable there? All right. On the flip side, we've got PDQ Detect. Right? So this is a more traditional vulnerability management platform. Right? So this is agentless, scanning Windows, Mac, Linux with an agent or agentless. And anything else that is connected to the network. All right, so it's scanning all of those. And a big feature here with PDQ Detect is a contextual risk prioritization.
Yes.
Tara, what is contextual risk prioritization? What does that actually mean?
First, this is super important, Josh. We have an alien versus predator theme. You kind of missed it.
I did. I
feel like I need to point that out.
I saw the slides and I just...
Yeah. Alien versus Predator, because they're both amazing.
They are.
So let's go back to that. Okay. So I think the biggest difference is, before I answer your question, Connect is more action-based. It's going to show you the vulnerabilities, and it's going to prioritize them based on that CVSS score.
Yep.
And it's going to say, hey, here are your vulnerabilities. You want to fix it? Yeah, I do. One click, bam, done. Whereas Detect is going to look at more than just that score. It's going to look at, well, we don't have time to pull it up, but it's going to look at more than just that one score.
It's your business context. It's where it sits in the environment. Is it internet facing? Is it not? Is it end user facing?
Has it been weaponized? How many devices has it affected? It's going to take more than just that one score into effect.
When I would want a PDQ Detect is I've got a lot of devices and I'm worried about more than just Windows endpoints.
Exactly.
Until Mac support comes.
Yeah.
And Linux eventually.
And Linux eventually
a little further out.
comes in, right? And I need the advanced vulnerability scanning and reporting features.
Yeah, the reporting in particular.
Yep.
Or I need to dig a little bit deeper into that vulnerability and see a little more information that isn't at this point available in Connect. I need to drill down a little bit more.
Need to get a little bit more, get those bigger dashboards. This is like a more traditional, like compared to the Titans, like a Tenable or a Qualys or say VM, something like that.
For me, one thing I really like about Detect, and I think I'm different than you. I mean, I don't think I know. I like to weight things differently. I like the ability to make containers, those context. So I want to separate out my business critical machines from the ones I don't really care about and then weight them differently. Yep. I care about that.
Okay.
So
when would you choose PDQ Connect?
When
I want to take action.
Yeah.
I want to see there's a problem and I want to fix it. I don't need to get in. I don't need to drill down. I don't need to get into the nitty gritty of who, what, where, when, why. I just know there's a problem and I want it fixed and I want it fixed now.
Yes. And I don't need the reporting. I don't really need all that information contained in a pretty little dashboard, and I don't need to drill down quite as much. Or
maybe like I'm a SMB sysadmin and I wear 14 different hats, right? And I just need to know that I'm taking action to secure my environment. I don't need to know every attack path and avenue because I just don't have the time to do it all.
Yeah, just get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we did it. I think that's the down and dirty Connect versus Tech one.
That was quick. That was quick.
Our typing ringer had to drop.
Oh.
But let's do this.
Of course she did.
Well, let's do this. Let's plan on doing the typing race next week.
Okay.
You'll definitely want to join us for that because we're giving away a PDQ keyboard to the winner. And you are still going to hopefully go up against our ringer. We have somebody here that types faster than I've really ever seen.
And she does it on her laptop keyboard.
Dan just said he was going to beat Camille. Did you see that?
However, no one has seen her do it. We've only seen the reports that she produces. I don't think it's true.
Oh no!
I'm calling her out. I think it's made up.
Well, now we're going to do it next week. So now we need like a hand cam.
She uses a bot.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
She uses a bot.
No, she is a bot. We were talking about this yesterday. I was like, you know what? I think she's actually a Terminator. I mean, because she's so fast and skilled, and
we're just going through all the franchises today, aren't we?
We are. Okay. You know, she'll take you out if needed.
Are we going to say here what she types at? Or are we going to leave that for next week?
I think we should
Kelly,
leave it.
what do you think?
Let's leave it. Just know it is crazy fast. It's almost like 100 words per minute faster than I can type.
Well, as the company professional gambler, I might put some money down on this one. We'll have to see.
You'll have to figure out the odds. What's the over under on this?
That's right.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
That is. I like that idea.
Some fun with that.
All right. Well, I think that's a great lead into next week. Thanks for joining us today, everybody.
Yes, thank you. Mark, I loved your presentation.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah. Merry Christmas from Mark.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Oh.
All right. For PDQ, I'm Josh.
I'm Tara.
And that's Mark over there. Thanks for joining our webcast today. Do us a favor, like and subscribe, leave us your comments, and remember, join us next week for our Type Racing Challenge PDQ keyboard up for grabs. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you back here next time.